Welcome to this tutorial. This is MS Sanjay, and in this tutorial I will go over some of the basic concepts of Rac database. The topics which I am going to cover are introduction to Rac, comparison with standalone database, background processes in Rac, benefits of Rac, and some basic commands. What is a Rac database? A Rac database is a single database that can be accessed by multiple instances. What is an Oracle instance? The background processes and the memory structures running on the server to allow access to the data. The background processes are database writer, log writer, smon, pmon, checkpoint, and the memory structures are sga, pga. So this memory structures and background processes, they combine together to form Oracle instance. What is a database? The physical structure residing on storage which actually holds the data, commonly known as data files. Rac database have two or more database instances that each contains memory structures and background processes. A Rac database has the same processes and memory structures as a single instance Oracle database, as well as additional process and memory structures that are specific to Rac. Any one instance's database view is nearly identical to any other instance's view within the same Rac database. For example, if two different users are connected to the same database through two different instances and they fire the same SQL query, both of them will get the same output. This image shows the difference between single instance database and Rac database. If you look at the image, the single instance is trying to access the data files on the left hand side image, and on the right hand side you can see two different instances trying to access the same data files. This diagram elaborates more on the Rac database. If you see the diagram, there are two different instances, Oracle Rac Node 1 and Oracle Rac Node 2. The first instance name is dbprod1, the second instance name is dbprod2, and they have an interconnect between them. And both of them are trying to access the same data files and logs. Background processes in Rac. A Rac implementation comprises two or more nodes or instances accessing a common shared database. That is, one database is mounted and opened by multiple instances concurrently. In this case, each instance will have all the background process used in a standalone configuration plus the additional background processes required specifically for Rac. The mandatory background processes are pmon, smon, database writer, log writer, and checkpoint. Now, the Rac specific background processes are LMS, Global Cache Service Monitor, LMD, Global Enqueue Service, LMON, Global Enqueue Service Monitor, LCK, Instance Enqueue Process, DIAG, Diagnosable Daemon. Now let us discuss the benefits of Rac. High availability. Oracle Rac provides high availability that becomes the foundation of the high-end components used in Oracle's maximum availability architecture. For example, if we have two different instances opening the same database in a rack environment and one of the instance goes down, still the users who were connected to the instance which went down are switched to the surviving instance. So that is how Oracle RAC provides high availability. Reliability. Oracle database is known for its reliability. Real Application Cluster takes this a step further by removing the database server as a single point of failure. If an instance fails, the remaining instances in the cluster are open and active. Recoverability. If an instance fails in a RAC database, it is recognized by another instance in the cluster and recovery automatically takes place. Error detection. RAC automatically recovers from failures often before anyone notices a failure has occurred. Continuous operations. If a node or instance fails, the database remains open and the application is able to access the data. Most database maintenance operations can be completed without downtime and are transparent to the user. Many other maintenance tasks can be done in a rolling fashion, so application downtime is minimized or removed. Scalability. Oracle RAC provides scalability that is more useful in long-term applications where the server runs out of the capacity and the cost is also low. Then it provides an easy way to increase the servers and pools to fit all the components. Now let us discuss the basic RAC commands. SRVCTL is known as Server Control Utility and is used to add, remove, relocate, and manage different CRS services or components in RAC database. Stop database. How do we stop a RAC database? The syntax is srvctl stop database space-d dbname space-o stop options, where the stop options are normal, immediate, transactional, and abort. So the command is like this: srvctl stop database space-d database name. Here we have given prod db space-o normal, and other examples are srvctl stop database space-d prod db space-o immediate. How do we start a RAC database? The syntax is srvctl start database space-d dbname space-o start options, and the various start options are no mount, mount, open. So the command becomes like srvctl start database space-d prod db space-o no mount. How do we stop an instance? Syntax is srvctl stop instance space-d db unique name space-i instance name list space-o stop options. Now here instance name list means if we have 4 instances, we can provide all the 4 instance list and it will stop all the instances. Or if you want to stop a particular instance, then we have to give that instance name. For example, srvctl stop instance space-d prod db space-i prod db1. So this command will stop only one instance by the name prod db1. Similarly, we have start an instance. Syntax is srvctl start instance space hyphen d db unique name space hyphen I instance name list space hyphen o start options. Here also we can provide the list of the instances which we want to start, or else if you give a particular instance name, it will start that particular instance. Example srvctl start instance space hyphen d prod db space hyphen I instance name. So here what we are doing is we are specifying which instance to be started. And previously, if we stop a database, it stops all the instances, and if we start a database, it starts all the instances. How do we check the status of a Rac database? The syntax is srvctl status database space hyphen d db unique name. Example srvctl status database space hyphen d prod db. In this tutorial, I gave an overview of Rac Database. I hope you find this tutorial useful. Thank you for your time and thank you for listening.